Hello, this is a narrated playthrough of Resident Evil 2 Remake, doing a minimalist run. That is the minimalist achievement, which is completing the game without using the item box. As you saw, I'm playing on easy, and there's a very good reason for that. It's easier. Just running through the tutorial here, and the reason for this is, like I say, it's easier, and a lot of videos on this are done by streamers, speedrunners like Carcinogen SDA, really good YouTuber. But those guys play this game 40 hours a week, and they are very good at it. But I'm not that good. Like, I don't have the skill to, say, kill Birkin using only the knife, so... Which is why I'm doing this run. And as you can see, I'm using the noir costume.
No, don't shoot. Get down.
And I'm skipping the cutscenes. So I have actually already got this achievement. The video was a bit long, and the same strategies still apply. And I've improved things since then. Like, I've gotten better at the game and whatnot, beating the game on hardcore.
It's like the end of the world. The police station. Almost there.
But one of the things speedrunners do is, like I said, they're very good at the game, but their strategies... I'm going to run around this guy. Don't worry about these ones getting up. They'll not get up in time to stop you. But the thing about most speedrunners is that not only are they very good at the game, which is fine, but I'm not.
Anybody here?
Their strategies often require very specific... very specific routes, and having a very specific ammo count and things of that nature. And the reason I'm narrating while I'm playing instead of after the fact, doing it commentary style, is because I'm playing it. I might as well talk while I'm playing it. I guess you could say I'm lazy.
Focus, Claire.
So already we've got a difference here for how speedrunners do it. I'm going to swing left here and grab this ammo off this body. This is what I'll call freebies. They are stuff that speedrunners and professional players miss out because they don't need them. But they're useful to have, and like you can see, it's not much to go out your way. I don't know if this run would get a carbon footprint achievement, but it would be fairly close.
Oh my god.
Open up! Hurry! Open up! Open this goddamn door! Open the door!
So we're gonna trigger this zombie to start bursting the door down, stand behind the desk. This is a trick I stole from Carcinogen SDA. When he tries to climb over the table, we can safely run around him. Oh, auto aim's on, so it's throwing off my aim a little bit. Let me just turn that off. It puts it on by default when you play on easy. So, the speedrun strat is to run around these guys. Just kill them. Grab these boards. Grab this ammo. So, if you want to be fancy... Yeah, let's be fancy. I'm going to board up this window for later. You don't have to, it's just a zombie will come through it later. Oh dear. And I got grabbed. So as you can see, like I'm no expert. I will get grabbed occasionally. I do make mistakes, which again is something when you can run the game over and over and over again until you get it perfect.
So nobody knows what caused this?
Such mistakes are rare, if non-existent. So you have the cutscene, get the knife. So I got bit there because I went back to board up that window. You don't have to, and you probably shouldn't, because either way you're going to have to deal with some extra zombies. On easy, there, or assisted, I should say, there is boards on the left here that aren't normally there. So we're going to use these in the hallway we're about to enter. Grab some extra bullets. And that will stop zombies coming through later on when we have... I should have skipped that. Some of the textures are going to look a bit blurry because I turned the graphics down for the sake of recording. If we hadn't boarded up the window in the hallway before, we could board up that one as well with the extra boards. Grabbing the map, we don't need it though. So this hallway we're going to clear completely because we'll be coming through here a lot. So we'll turn around, grab the ammo off this guy. We want these dead because we don't want these guys running around when there's a licker here. So you can knife this guy or shoot him in the head. Doesn't matter. Even though I'm playing on easy, these strategies usually will work on normal. But there's no point in trying the minimalist achievement on hardcore because you don't get all of the hip pouches and you need as much inventory space as you can get. I guess it's technically possible, it's just pointless to do it on that difficulty. You don't get anything extra, there's no prize or anything for doing so. Turn on the light here even though we don't really need to. Grab some handgun bullets. So the general strategy is to have 4 slots free for puzzles. I think you only need 3, but 4 is our safety net. We will fill those item slots with like defense items or ammo or something, but anything in those 4 puzzle slots will be considered disposable. So pop his head. We're going to head straight up stairs. We're also not going to pick up anything we don't need. Like, I'm not going to pick up grenade rounds until I have the grenade launcher. This run is actually hardest early on because you've got barely any inventory space. So we're not going to take the machine gun. That's machine gun ammo there. We don't need it. I should also point out that, yeah, I don't know where all the items are hidden. I don't know the optimum path through the gear. Stuff of that nature. Like I say, this is kind of like I'm not a high skill player, I guess. I'm not a professional level player. So grab the hip pouch. There's ammo. I just took what I need. You can like get extra ammo. And
Claire, it's Marvin. How fast can you get back here?
Why? What's that?
I've got something to show you. It's important.
Hurry. I'm on my way.
so while we're here, we might as well grab this. So the solution, I'm just checking my notes here, is fish, or fishes, scorpion, and pot of water. There we go. So we're not going to pick up the machine gun, we're not going to pick up the spark shot, because those are use of inventory space, of which we have little. I might as well get the lion puzzle here as well. I'm here. The solution is lion, herb, and eagle. If you haven't got the solutions to these puzzles written down, you can probably find them on the internet, or use the same notes Carcinogen SDA uses. He's got a link to them on his videos. I keep mentioning him a lot, but he's basically the inspiration for this run. So instead of going where we're supposed to straight away, I'm going to open this door. You can go in and get the speed loader now if you want, but the reason we open that door now is so that we can throw away the key when we open this door up here. You can open that safe. It's the extended magazine for the GMB, I think, but we're not going to pick up the GMB. We're not going to pick up any weapons really, except for the grenade launcher, and you can easily get through the game with just the pistol and the grenade launcher. So we're going to take a quick detour here, grab this key card. So this is not a
This is bad. I've got zombies everywhere. Marvin? Marvin, are you there? Marvin? God, you gotta be kidding me.
So this is not any kind of speed run or no damage run. I've already taken damage, if that wasn't obvious. But obviously we're going to try and do the game quickly, and we're going to try and do it without taking damage. There we go. There's that zombie banging on the boards there that we sealed earlier. If you hadn't sealed that up, another zombie will come through. Because of the extra boards, you can seal that window up, although I don't think any zombies will come through there for the rest of the game. But don't quote me on that, I'm no expert. So on this bit, even on a regular playthrough, you want to be careful about what items you pick up, because you want the fuse, you want the valve handle. And I'm going to take this high capacity this yellow gunpowder, because I want grenade rounds for the bosses later in the game.
What the hell is up with you?
Move the chair out the way. You still alive? There's no need to kill this guy, but I've got the extra ammo to burn, so why not? So now the game begins. See the zombies here. These zombies are fairly... Whoa. Normally he's right at the end by the door. I don't know what he's doing all the way over here.
Damn it! Seriously?
So even though we won't be coming back through here, I'm just going to use the boards anyway, because I've got to get rid of them. Got to get them out of the inventory anyway. I mean, I could just click on the button and discard, but...
Up with you.
Anyway, enough messing around. Grab the detonator. One of the other problems with no box run like this is that you want to collect healing items ready for the boss, but you don't want to fill your inventory up full of them. Because, well, then you're going to have no space for anything. There's a safe key there, but we're a mini safe there for the ammo lockers downstairs, but it does have a pouch which we might be getting later. I don't know if it's necessary, but but we won't be picking it up now because, well, we don't need it now, and it's better we leave it for when we do. So while he's doing the jump scare, I'm just going to set him on fire. We don't have to kill this guy, but on easy mode we have the extra ammo, so we will. So grab the high capacity gunpowder. Again, I probably should have saved that for when I came back through here later and want to mix it with the big gunpowder. But that's what I get for being bad at what I do. So if you decide not to have killed this guy, you could have just walked through the room. Lickers are deaf, they don't hear you or anything. They can hear you, but they can't see you, so as long as you walk and you don't touch them, you'll be fine. They might sometimes suddenly move as if they have spotted you, but no, they usually haven't. So I'm going to cut this guy's arms off. It'll make it easier to escape later. You can just keep slashing him until he dies. You can tell he dies because he falls down. There we go. So he's now dead. He won't be an issue for us. But if you cut off his arms, he's not going to grab you or lunge at you, so you can kill him and run past. Oh, not kill him and run past. You can just dismember him and then run around the long way and he won't catch you. So apparently there's woman, bow and arrow, and snake. And this is covered in rust, so so the liquor will drop down here, if I believe. Yep. You can use acid or flame rounds, it doesn't really matter on the liquor. Generally going for legs of zombies is better, it's more consistent, and when they're crawling around they're less of a threat. So we're going to move these shelves across. There is handgun ammo under here as well if you need it. Yeah, let's grab it. I'm going to move this shelf one to the left. This way We only have to move the shelves once when we get the jack. That's going to be handy because Mr. X is going to be chasing us. And we're 20 minutes in, and that's the first stage of the RPD complete. If you want healing for Birkin, which I recommend, you could have been grabbing herbs, but I am going to grab this first aid spray. Leaving healing around is generally a good idea, and if you get injured you can just use it as you run past. So we're going to mix the small gunpowder here with the... In this mode, in easy mode, you get double. You get double, basically. So I'm going to overwrite this, and I'm still going to keep playing because, well, that's in case I die or in case I get called away and I have to make a cut. Oh, I forgot to pick up the speed loader. Oh well. Oh, and I forgot to pick up the speed loader and the hip bag from the West office.
Hello? Hello?
Oh well, we'll be going back to the RPD with the when we get the diamond key. I'll pick up that stuff then. Just means some extra challenge, I guess.
Words ain't gonna cut it with this.
So with Birkin, hitting him in the eyeball, in the arm eyeball, I think it does extra damage, but you can hit him in the body just fine, especially on easy. Like I said, a lot of these will work on normal.
It's gotta go down.
So a little bit of patience helps. Whenever he's coming towards you, just run away. Generally, it's best to go clockwise if you can, because that way you've got more opportunity. The eyeball will be closer when he comes around corners. So when he falls to one knee, just run up and start dumping. Even when the eye's closed, when he's like this, you can still hit it. Flame or acid rounds here is fine. Generally you want to save a few fire rounds for when you get to the lab, but unassisted there's enough there for you to, well, not bother it, like for you to get through the area, but it's still nice to save some, gives you a bit of leeway. So since we will never be coming back in this room, I'm going to grab everything. Use that herb, because why not? Even if it fills up those puzzle slots, I'm going to grab everything, and the reason for this is because we aren't coming back here, so these items are essentially gone, regardless of whether we throw them away or whether we leave them behind. Either way, they're not going to be something that we use. But at least this way, if we take any damage, I've got the option. If I need to gun down, I can gun down some extra zombies, make the path a bit more clear. Same with this gunpowder, might as well take it. Oh, forgot to pull the switch.
You got it!
So, what's your mom like?
She works at Umbrella. She's making an important new medicine.
Umbrella? That big pharmaceutical company?
My mom's always at work. I don't get to see her much.
Well, hopefully you'll get to see her again soon. So, where's your dad?
He, worked with my mom, but he's gone.
Wow. Both of my parents are gone. It's just me and my brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Over there! It's closed.
Okay. Key card first. Then that asshole gets what's coming to him.
So I'm going to swing by the gun range and pick up some fire rounds while the zombies are asleep. If you've got a knife, you can kill them here. And it's fairly safe to do so. Actually, since I have no space in my inventory, I'm going to do that. Get this knife used up. So in that tin box is the fob for the car outside. But since we aren't, and it's got the GMB gun inside, but we aren't picking that up. We can't put away the 9mm revolver, so we're going to stick with, well, the 9mm revolver. We've got some extra space. So what Resident Evil 2 Remake likes to do is it likes to put blue herbs, green herbs and red herbs in close proximity. Oh, here's some of the sneaking around liquor. Just keep walking and you'll be fine. This is assisted mode, so we could kill these guys fairly easily, but we won't be doing that. So in here will be the red herb. And for Leon there is a green herb down the hallway, but for Claire there isn't, because Claire can't get into that room. So if you had a knife, you can knife that zombie at the door. Makes the exit trip a bit easier. Oh, that didn't work. Ah, there we go. So now we're back to walking. So this guy's in our way, and if we touch him or try and get past him, he's going to notice us. So we walk forward until he smells us. There we go. And then we leave, and then he will, when the door closes, we wait a few seconds. We can hear him moving around in there slightly, and then we walk back in, and there we go, he's on the wall out of our way. Alternatively, you can just hit him with an acid round, or even a flame round, whichever is your preference. So this guy I usually forget about, and just for the sake of convenience I like to kill him. Oh, survived, so he gets another one. The fire doesn't do damage, it just makes her flail her arm, just makes Claire flail her arms around. Oh, nearly forgot. So even though there's nothing in the diamond key room up here that's valuable to us, there's a red herb, and that is it. There's also film, but we already know the puzzle solution that's on it. Might as well pick it up because we're never coming back here. But we need to unlock that door with the diamond key so that we can discard it from our inventory. Best part of the game here, Mini Clubman. Maybe it's some kind of Morris, but
Must be where that guy came from.
get the magazine for the plot.
Bastard is the police chief?
Get the map, even though we don't really need it. So in here is the stock for the grenade launcher, but we don't really have the inventory space for it yet. Do I pick this up now? No. So I'm going to leave the stock for the grenade launcher and that high quality gunpowder for when we come back here. So red herb in the diamond door, blue herb in this diamond door, and when we go up this lift here there will be a green herb to complete our 1, 2, 3 combo. Which is what I say it's what I meant when I said they like to put these close together. So my first instinct is to run over there and use the box, but no. There's some high quality gunpowder in Iron's room, unless you're playing on hardcore, in which case it's not. It's an ink ribbon, I believe, on hardcore. So get the picture frame. Oops. Examine the picture frame. Get the key off the back, and it is the heart key. So there's nothing downstairs that we need, just some ammo, some gunpowder, and a jewelry box. If you don't want to fight this guy, you can go upstairs, grab the boards, and put them up. But the reason we need to come down here is we want to get another use of this key. Just like the diamond door upstairs, we need to unlock all the doors, even if we don't go inside of them. Can I eat this yet? No, so let us discard them and so I'm killing this guy so he doesn't follow us upstairs and cause problems later on. So we could go straight out onto the balcony and get that done, but I'm going to run in here first. Might as well pick up the flame rounds and unlock this door. Again, getting all the heart keys used so we can bin it as soon as possible.
Shit!
But yeah, even though I forgot it, you probably should have picked up the hip pack and the speed loader from the West office whenever it was convenient to you. Probably when you first unlocked that door way back then. But going to grab the handgun bullets. Since we've got a surplus of handgun bullets, and we could have had even more if we had been picking up all the ones we came across, or mixing gunpowders to the same effect. We can start another mix here, but I don't have the space, so let's not.
Jesus, stay back!
Oops. Ow. That's what I get for trying to be clever. So I was going to shoot him and then run past him when he flinched, but that didn't work. So the normal strategy is to lure him out here and run around him, but I shot him one more time and he fell to one knee, so this should give us a long
Better
time.
move it.
So I'm going to burn this first aid spray and start work on my next blue herb combo, which is probably, I don't really need it right now, but ideally you want at least three for the end of the game when you fight the final set of bosses. Nope, that's the wrong room. It's meant to go in here. And, oh wait, no, I've got the green, it's the blue that I'm after. So second half of the RPD. Going to do what I forgot to do earlier and go grab that hip pouch and speed loader. Hello, Marvin.
Oh God, no. Marvin.
So Mr. X seems to be attracted to the sound of gunfire. Let's grab this. The code is NED on the left and MRG on the right, but for whatever reason I got the right one first. So this one's NED. Get the speed loader, and there we go. We've got now a slightly better handgun. Now, for these guys, for the zombies in here, you at least want to shoot off the legs so that way they don't break into the room next door. The code for this, according to my notes, is 9157. Oops. Hip pouch gore. And there's gunpowder there, which we can mix if we are short on handgun bullets. I'm going to leave it for now, actually. Yeah, put those there. So this is the liquor that I was mentioning that you probably want to kill. You can just sneak past them like we did the other ones, but given Mr. X is around and given that we have to come through here a couple of times. So now we can run. Diamond, so... might as well get the diamond door used first since Mr. X is coming behind us. Oh, what's in here? Oh, it's a body. So, I recommend grabbing this safe here. Might as well grab the gunpowder. And grabbing the safe on the way back. So that way you can open the armory and... I grab the gunpowder from here? Yes, so... need this one. Oops. So these are fairly straightforward. It's the solution is random each time. So 3, 1. So 3, 1, 8. Oh no, 3, 1, 7, 6. So 3, 1, 7, 6, 4. 3, 1, 7, 6. Yeah. But if the solution is a dead simple, it's very easy to take notes. So we've got 3, 1, 7, 6, 4. That's a 50-50 shot. 3, 1, 7, 6, 4. There we go. So that's one. Like I say, you can do it from memory, but if I was going to take notes, I would do it this way. So 1 is up there, 2 is there, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, it's in quarters, so I just do the ones on the top left. 6, 7, and 8. And now that because I've quickly wrote this down, the rest of this combination should be 4, 6, 2, 1, 5, 3. There we go. Easy peasy. Now I've got the keys. So 2 or 3 is the one we want. That's extra hit pouch. Look at those blurry, low quality textures because I've got the graphics down. 2 or 8, I believe, is the grenade rounds. And 1 or 2 is the gunpowder. 1 or 3 is the knife. If you want the knife, you can get the knife. I don't really care. I'll get it just for the sake of getting it. Now it looks like Mr. X is going to come in here. We've got a surplus of fire rounds. What the?
Honey,
Oh.
just stay down.
So, like I say, oh, never mind. So he's easy. Mr. X is easy enough to run around, but if you've got the ammo to spare, oh, hello Marvin. Why didn't I get a chance to use defense item? Ah well. So like I say, Mr. X is easy enough to run around, but provided you don't put yourself in a dead end like the linen closet or something. So I've been told that picking up this jack automatically makes Mr. X spawn outside, but that hasn't been my experience. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Honestly, at best I think it's random. So again, I'm keeping that high quality gunpowder because I want to mix acid rounds with it. And there is a double gunpowder in the clock tower. Oops, wrong way. So now that we have the jack, it's back up to the library. Bit of a waste of a fire round, but like I said, got them to spare. That zombie eating, you generally have to put effort into disturbing him. He seems to only wake up if you use the ladder, or if you like bump into him or fire a gun next to his head or something. So we're going to grab this far end one, push it to the right once, and because we already set it up, the bridge is now complete. We're probably going to want to finish those zombies off because we don't want them crawling around outside the door. But for now, shooting them in the leg allows us to get past them easy. Sometimes they'll run into the walls, in which case you could scoot around behind them. Grab the big cog, and we need one space for the little cog in order to complete this puzzle. It's funny hitting Mr. X with the flamethrower because it's when you're playing as Leon and you use the flamethrower on him, because Mr. X is bad enough. Now imagine Mr. X on fire. So we don't have to worry about Mr. X in this room. There is a few rooms in the game that he never enters, and this is one of them. You can be seen exiting according to some people, though I've never seen it happen. So we're going to run one funny little animation I want to show. It doesn't fit. So let's head this way. And here we've got the large gunpowder blue. We'll mix that and then get another 8 acid rounds out of it. First time I did this run, I ended up with 40 acid rounds without trying. Just grab the small cog, replace it with the big cog. Run back downstairs. Place the small cog. Skip the cutscene with the clock.
That worked.
Grab this. The other one is in the storeroom where we got the big cog. If I was thinking, I probably could have grabbed it then and there, but whether you've forgotten it like I did or you're short on inventory space, you can leave this one until after the cog puzzle. That way you've got some extra. That way it's not clogging up an inventory space. We're never coming back here, so may as well grab the knife, even if we have to throw it away. So careful to use the typewriter here so that we don't accidentally open the box. It might have been more efficient to save that high quality gunpowder for when we have another big one later, but there will be more gunpowders, and let's be honest, 20 acid rounds and 6 flame rounds is plenty to be getting on with. We've got 3 super heals, which is probably enough to see us through any of the major bosses. But we've still got 2 inventory slots, so you can fill those up with first aid sprays or whatever if you like. I don't know if that's the achievement solution, but there is a minimum solution. So here we get to one of the most boring parts of the game, so I'm probably going to be quiet for most of this. For the most of the stealth section, I mean, to grab the doll, examine the doll, turn the doll around, open it, block, use the block. So take this first block, move it twice, and then just just match the pictures. There we go. Use the scissors.
What is this?
So for this stealth section coming up, there is two ways of doing it, or at least two ways that I know of. There's the way I always done it, and then there's the one I saw other people do, which I didn't realise was, which I assume is the way it's meant to be done, where you hide under this table here. But as I do it, I hide behind that counter over there. You'll see what I mean. I can...
That must be the door out of here. Oh no, it's him.
Whoops. He ran into him.
You are gonna be so fucking sorry!
Go away! Help! Somebody, please!
You stupid bitch, that's a dead end!
Hide.
Let's look at some low-res wood textures, because I got the textures turned down.
It's all over now! Doors locked! Where are you? Show yourself! I know you're in here! The longer it takes me to find you, the worse it's gonna be!
Oh god, oh god.
Bitch has gotta be here somewhere.
So the way most people do this is to hide under this table here. I just hid behind the boxes, like this. But I will hide under the table, since that seems to be the safer. And when he moves away from the toys, I used to move behind this counter and just wait here for the scene to finish.
Son of a bitch.
More, please.
This is your last fucking chance. Show yourself. Now! Oh, fuck. It burns!
We start right next to the door. Let's grab the key and leg it.
Fuck is my key? Nice. See you.
You can try and use the front door, though it's locked. So like it's locked with a chain from the outside.
I'm coming, Sherry! Get over here, little bitch!
And there we go, the most boring part of the game done. Now back to the actual fun stuff.
Good to see you again, Claire.
Just you wait, asshole.
So we go, we're an hour through this. Oh, I already picked it up, I guess. I was going to grab the gunpowder before I left, but I think I already did it. There's the machine gun ammo, ignore that. I mean, you can grab the machine gun if you really want to, but the machine gun, the optional is one slot that you can't empty. There's the optional silencer, which is another slot that you can't empty, and then you need the ammo for it. So that's 3 slots for a weapon that, to be honest, you don't really need, and you could probably just save that space for more grenade rounds. So we're going to pop in here, grab the stock before we leave. You could probably make do without it, but given that we're going to be using the grenade launcher a lot from this point on, it's a nice to have. Use the key card.
You again?
Christopher Judge is going to follow us around a bit. If you need healing, there's a herb on the right here that you can quickly swing by and grab. Might as well use it now. So these zombies, you can either get close to them and then try and lure them away, which is the ammo efficient way to do it. Or if you've got extra ammo, you can do the old shoot them in the legs trick. Oh, Christopher Judge seems to have gotten lost. Or fallen behind somehow. Oh, I'm actually surprisingly short on ammo. I shouldn't have shot those guys.
Looks like the only way forward.
It's okay. You can shoot this dog from here if you want him to move. Oh, this gun doesn't have the range. But you can shoot him to get him to move if you want him to be an easier target. But he can sometimes run away and you don't know where he is. You can just take the leg off that woman, or you can shoot her and then run past her, or you can kill her. Just bear in mind that if you don't take out the leg or kill her, she will sometimes climb over this if you take a while taking out the dogs.
Oh no.
So there we go, that's the one we could have shot from above. Shooting him from above doesn't seem to do much damage, but it does aggro him and get him to move. There's another mini. So when you see people playing this on PC, they do Twitch skills and just point and shoot. It's fairly straightforward. But on a controller, that doesn't really work very well. So either lure them, use the fences so that they run up to the fences and bark and stand still. Also, you can line up your shots. I'm going to burn a flame round on this guy. Probably not the best idea, but... and if you're doing a casual run, like just a regular non-minimalist run, you can use the machine gun, because the spread is useful for... and for Leon, the shotgun has the same kind of effect. So I made a mistake here. I just ran straight to the items. You don't want to do that. You want to run straight for the dogs and kill them and then go for the items. He was nice enough to stand there and bark. The dogs generally take 3 handgun bullets to take down. Sometimes 4. Depends where you hit them, I think, or how much health you got. So I've only got 1 handgun bullet left. So I'm going to switch to using the grenade launcher. My previous run, I actually ended up with like 120 handgun bullets because I kept every pickup that I found. Okay, had an inventory slot, like 2 inventory slots for... Ow. So I wasn't expecting them to get into the bus there, but... Or do that. What I was going to say is if you find yourself without ammo to take out the dogs, they're usually fairly straightforward because they will run at you and do a long dive. But I messed that up. Got bitten a couple of times. Luckily I've got this herb here so I can just use that. Again, being so like careless with the items in these 4 here because these are my puzzle slots. Those are just disposable, I can get rid of them. So there's some machine gun ammo upstairs, but we don't have the machine gun. So just ignore the machine gun ammo, and we're going to run right around here. Cutscene. So ink ribbon here on hardcore, if you're so inclined. Oops, sorry.
Sherry, where are you?
Claire!
Sherry, I'll be right there.
Some. See you, Sherry.
Go, go, go!
So this is the last appearance of Christopher Judge in this playthrough,
Don't stop!
because Birkin just straight up murders him in the next cutscene.
Keep going.
Another cutscene.
Sherry's daughter?
Okay, the sewers. So here's where things get a bit weird, and here's where the run kind of speeds up as well. So if I were to do this over again, I'd go back to the strategy of just grabbing all the handgun ammo and having 2 slots worth, because I didn't know I'd run out during the
Sherry,
previous segment, but
can you hear me?
I have so many grenade launch rounds that I could have just used those if I really wanted to.
Now I'm gonna smell like shit. Literally.
So some more high gunpowder.
Cable car. Here?
So lure those zombies, run around, grab that. I think this locker here just has machine gun bullets. I'll quickly check. The code is SZF, I believe. Yeah, it's just machine gun bullets. We don't need those.
Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there.
Oh, I was going to run over the box there. Let's grab the handgun bullets. So here we've got 2 options. We can either do the 2 plugs with the spark shot first, or we can do the plug from the sewers, with the sewer key first. What is the code? 212 yet. It's written on the side of the safe, which seems like a stupid place to have the code, but what am I? I'm no safe expert. So reinforced frame, combine that with the handgun. There we go. There's a red herb, but I have no space for it. So get the T-shaped handle. I'm gonna discard a knife for it. Just trying to think if I had gotten all the... So here I'm going to just throw a hand grenade, take care of all these guys down here. So this guy, if he wasn't poked before, just to make sure he doesn't jump scare us later when we come back. So, like I say, you've got two options of which one to do first. You need 2 slots free to do this one first, and you need 1 slot for the other plugs. If you don't want to use the full 3 slots, you could pick up 2 of them, take them back, put them in slots, and then come and get a fresh one. But not really ideal. So once again, I'm going to discard a knife. We've got grenades for defense items, so we should be fine. Now the reason I'm grabbing the key and doing this one first is because I want to mix up these acid rounds to get them out, to get some free inventory space. And this way also has a side pack that we can use as well. Get some extra space. Oops, I'm going to get grabbed here, I think. Oh no, got away with it. Spinny spin spin. Grab some of the magnum rounds. And up we go. If you've got a knife, here's a good place to burn it on one of these lying down zombies here. The hiding place has... What the hell does the hiding places have? One of them is Spark Shot, and the other one is... It might be something for the... Oh, it's for something for the machine gun. Probably the extended magazine, I think. Either way, I've got no reason to go back for it. Are you going to burst the door open or not? There we go. Oh. If your inventory is full and you swap ammo types and there's nowhere to put it, it goes into some weird ether realm. Oh, by the way, this T-shaped handle here, this tool, that's going to be in our inventory forever now. There doesn't seem to be a way to get rid of it, so mix this with this high-end gunpowder. There's another high-end gunpowder. And this guy with a flame round. Apparently flame rounds are better against zombies, but honestly, it doesn't seem to be working for me that well here. But whatever. So use the sewer key. We can now bin that. Gunpowder, mix that with this. Get the acid rounds. So now we've got 30 of the buggers, and we can get even more later. Handgun bullets. Nice to have. And like I say, if you want to go back to the RPD for any reason, there's your chance. Like, we could get one hand grenade if we did that. Which, you know, we could, but seems a bit out of the way for something that unimportant. So I'm going to grab this plug here. We've got 2 slots left. That's good. Why won't you press the button, Claire? There we go. Whee! Okay. So we're going to try and lure this guy towards the platform. Where the hell is he? Oh, he's going all the way down there. Never mind. We're just going to leave him alone then. But if you've seen the speedruns, you can lure him towards the platform, and when you hop on a platform and it can't reach you, it submerges, and during that submersion animation you can usually run past him pretty safely. So the extra magnum rounds we picked up during our little excursion there, we can use on these guys.
Okay. This place is...
If you want this herb, take it now. There is a red herb and a blue herb in this area as well, I believe, at the end. So I'm going to swap out to the super rounds. The alternative is you can actually burn these guys with flame rounds. They don't like that. You would think that something living in water wouldn't have a problem with fire, and you also wouldn't think that like something that's based on a creature that is weak to acid rounds, you'd think acid rounds would be their kryptonite, but doesn't seem to be the case unless acid rounds are just inherently weaker. So this guy you could sometimes get around if he doesn't notice you, but he has, so can we run past him when he's falling over like this? Yes, we can. So this guy's going to slide out, we could just run past him. Now normally I'd pick up the spark shot for the return trip because but the spark shot is like, it's going to be something we can't get out of our inventory. It's too slow to use on bosses. It's only useful to use on zombies, but we've got a handgun for that. Overall, it's a bit of a bad time. So I'm going to switch out the power rounds for regular. Grab the queen plug. It's the blue. So as you can see, the way I've laid this out, so these items here are my disposables. And as you can see, we've now got like a super heal in our disposable. So if we ever, that's something to keep an eye on. So this guy's going to drop down. Normally what I'd do is once I've got the king here, what I would do is I would drop down and close this gear and then just shoot him a bunch. So we're going to use that. Get the buff, so that means we're immune to poison and take reduced damage. So normally what I do at this point is I'd shoot him through the fence there, but back where the plug was. But I'm not going to do that now because I have no reason to grab the spark shot. So we're going to open this. Open this. And we are done. So getting back is much easier than getting here. We do have super rounds and acid rounds and flame rounds. If we really need to, we can just destroy guys that way, but usually you don't need to. So we've got a guy here. If we drop off the side, he will slodge his way over. To climb up onto a ledge, just walk. You have to be pointing the camera at the ledge that you're wanting to climb. So what should happen here, now that he's close to us, and we're, oops, no, get back on there. So now, there we go, he shakes his head, goes under, and if we're quick, sometimes you can get past him, but not that time, because I accidentally stepped off. Oh, got slapped. What are you doing, Claire? Just stop jumping up and down. Anyway, you saw what I was trying to do there. With the, oh, I've been dropped off on this side. Oh, so this guy's in the way. Actually, I'm just going to throw a grenade, see if that... Oh dear. Blech. But because I'm immune to poison from that buff, so okay, this is getting ridiculous. You're just going to die now. There we go. So that was a bit of a mess, but hopefully you saw what I was trying to do. If not, Carcinogen SDA's video shows his speedrun, shows him getting back. There is some kind of fancy strategy to getting around this guy. I just used the ledge strategy that I mentioned before. Get around him that way. Or if you want to be extra careful, you can wait until he submerges, but there's no real need. And that is the sewers pretty much done. So this guy might get up. Yep. So grab this last because he's going to despawn after the boss. So we could just leave him there. We don't have to spend ammo killing him or anything. There it is. Yeah, there was a red herb around here somewhere. So what is this? The crane and the rook are opposite each other. So the queen goes there, the knight goes where the label Cersei goes, the rook is opposite the queen. That should be the bishop. Oh, there's the bishop. I think this is the puzzle solution. I haven't got this one written down. I really should. I've done it enough. There we go. So before we go in, we're going to save. Again, same difference.
All right, Sherry. On my way.
What are you doing in here? That's odd. Whoa, nearly out of habit went to the box. But no. We're going to save. Because this is a boss fight. And then no, I don't need to heal actually. I'll wait. If your inventory was full, you can just use the super heal there, and that way you go into the boss fight with the buff on. Because there is... Like I said before, there is the combo of super herbs in a very small area. This time you've got the blue and the green there, and then the red in the next room. So there we go. There's the super. I don't know what the solution to that is, but it's quick enough to work out through trial and error. So after getting the jump scare here, the safe area is over here by this barrel, and you can put one foot in the hose, and as you can see, the hand can't get you. Sometimes this doesn't work. I don't know what the legit strategy for this is, to be honest, but if you've got the ammo to spare and if you think you can hit him, you can take pot shots at his hand. And when he takes a certain amount of damage, he skips. So either the hand will come through about... oh, never mind. Thought he took enough damage there, but... there we go. So either the hand will come through 5 times, or you do so much damage to it, at which point he gets angry and rips that off, and you run behind him as he...
Should have known you wouldn't die.
as his hand goes across him. He leaves a space open at his back. You can run through. Now don't do what I just did. That's what we in the biz call a miss. Oh. Got clipped there, so I'm going to use a super heal. So when he leaps, you go try and run towards him. As you can see, he will...
Have I got a surprise for you?
So when he goes down, hit the crane. I'm going to grab this flash here. And if he gets up and starts moving towards me, I will flash him, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Like I say, you don't have to use Magnum on this. You don't have to use acid rains if you don't want to. You can use the Magnum whenever you think you've got a shot. Oops, thought he was going for a jump.
Alright, time for an encore.
And that is G. Birkin.
I'm so sorry, Sherry. This is taking forever.
Like I say, you can use power shot if that's your thing. But generally try and hit him in the eye. Same rule applies though. If you don't, it's not a big deal. So if that zombie that came into the safe room when I wasn't expecting it, normally he despawns at this point, probably so he doesn't bite you while you're carrying Sherry around. But now he's left a mess. And 1.5 hours, we're up to the final stretch of the game, which is the lab.
Almost there, Sherry. We're almost there. Oh, good. Cable car. Okay, better check everything. There's no turning back.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors. Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
Magic wristbands. Okay, so this is the point where the grenade launcher, one of the reasons we picked it early on as one of our weapons is because you need it for this section, for the flames. Apparently, I've not tried this myself, but apparently if you don't have a grenade launcher at this point, there is one in the security room. This is also why I wanted to save a few flame rounds. 5 is nice. 10 is pretty much if you want to kill everything. So go in here, turn right, grab a grenade, swing left. There's needle shot there if you want it, but you could just run past everything.
Using our latest biological research. Please enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
Alternatively, you can stop and shoot them if you have got a lot of handgun ammo. I've got a little bit. Not much, enough to take out a couple of zombies maybe. And here we go, the big blue gunpowder, another 8 acid round. So we are currently sitting on, 30 again, because I used a bunch on Birkin. But that 30 should be enough, pretty much, for us to complete the game. Don't know why I sprinted out of there. I was meant to open the door carefully and peek around, but whatever, it works. So we've got the stabby. So as you can see, I've still got that T-bar, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't think you can, honestly. I could take a heal instead of this knife. Yeah, I'll do that. So we're going to hug the right wall so that way zombies don't burst out of the cafeteria.
Dr. Lee, your presence is urgently requested by Chief Cartwright in the East area.
From this point it plays more or less like a standard run of the game. I mean, I guess you could say that about the sewers, but keep on running. Hitching up because of an autosave there. So we got a herb here if you need it. So these 30 gunpowders and the super ammo should be more than enough for the bosses. I believe I've already said that. So if you want to be extra careful, you can kill these guys here in this room. Alternatively, you could sprint past them if you're a little bit reckless. There's no point in the flashbangs, it doesn't work against the flowers, and those are the only things for the rest of the game. I called them flowers just then. I meant plant monsters, IVs, whatever you want to call them. So the code here is 3123. A YouTube commenter pointed out that the shapes here are the negative space of the numbers that you're typing out, which if you know what negative space is, you could kind of see it. So we'll put in the codes.
Dispense.
Grab the solution mix. Oh, I don't have a space for it. Goodbye, knife. So we've got another big gunpowder, and that's like what, close to 38 rounds we've got for the grenade launcher. More than enough to see us through the rest of the game. Hand grenade.
Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
So this is your typical Die Hard puzzle where you have to fill up one so that the overflow makes the amount that you need. I don't know if this is the minimum amount of moves to do it, but you fill up the miner cartridge, flip it back, and there we go. And that's puzzle done. Why am I walking? Ladders next. A bit short on flame rounds. I must have been too eager to use them. So you can shoot these guys again to kill them off completely. But since one flame will knock them down, pretty much, even if they grab you, you don't have to use a defense item because the damage over time will usually take them out. I just shoot them to knock them down and run past them. So the question is, do I want to pick up that big gunpowder? Probably not. I've got plenty of acid rounds. So the proper strategy here is to slowly and systematically kill off these zombies. I like to just throw a grenade at them. One sometimes survives. Not this time though. So I'm going to be careful. Like, you want to walk here because some lickers are going to drop down. And you could just walk around them. But because I've got so many acid rounds, I'm kind of tempted to kill them. Oh, and if he spots you, you just run past him. Oh. Running away, coward. Oh, that was a bad miss. There we go. This is blood stain on the stairs here. I think if this is meant to be off that falls. There is another one in the security office. There's blood stains on the bed and on the floor where Annette happens to lean on the bed and the floor. So I wonder if it's like they were meant to appear later. Oh great, now I've got nowhere to put this. I'll kill this zombie first, I think. There we go, be dead. So I'm going to grab this. Oh, to demonstrate what I mean, got no handgun ammo. If I swap for the super ammo, I now have one handgun ammo that just lives in the ether until I switch back to it. Actually, I think I'll do that. I'll just leave that one bullet there in the ether. Hang-on bullets in there. Unlock this. That trophy there we don't need because we already know the code off the bottom of it. So generally though, this is another puzzle I don't have notes for, I just do it by eye. And generally it's not too many twists away from the default position. I'm just going to splash that guy and run for it. I probably could have walked around him, but... And he's going to lie there being all acidy for a while. I've got some more high-end gunpowder there. Got nowhere to put it. I'm tempted to get rid of that one power shot. Yeah, let's do it. Let's kill this licker. Assuming he's still alive. No, he's dead. Actually, no. Let's I want to get rid of the grenade, but you really want a defense item. I'm going to get rid of the heal. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. What I was meant to do so this way. Well, this is taking a while, but whatever. It's the last stretch of the game, and we're still looking at a good 2-hour-ish time.
Dr. Lee, you have 5 new messages.
Damn. Should have packed my parka.
Freeze the solution. There is a small gunpowder here if you're into that.
Cooling complete.
Oops, wrong way again. Now what you're supposed to do here is go upstairs and use the solution, and we're going to do that, and that will free up a slot. Actually, yes, let's do that. What I was going to do was I was going to get the extra inventory slots and then come back, but I might as well do it all in one run. Because I was also going to, before using the solution, get the mix up another big batch of acid rounds. Bring the total up to 40 and change, but even that's overkill, I think.
Dispensing.
So much for the weed infestation.
So we can get out the fire rounds. So some people insist on killing all these things. I disagree. But you can hit them. Sometimes they'll die, sometimes they won't. As Leon, I can understand because you have Mr. X chasing you at this point, but as Claire, just point, shoot, knock them down. Why have I got 2 free spaces? Oh, I guess I used enough rounds, fire rounds. So yeah, we'll do the quick detour then. Let's do it. Just for shits and giggles. Grab that. There we go. Another ear acid rounds. So I'm curious as if I can kill the final boss with those, but I don't know. But I'll not try it. I'll just get this run done. Worst case, I can always load the last save and give it a try. So what I should have done is, since I was down there anyway, I should have took the stairs out, but the more direct route is to go through here. Sometimes there's a guy in here. Oh, yeah, there he is. So burn him, and there is the 2 guys in this hallway. There we go. And we want 2, preferably 3 fire rounds saving for the run after the final boss. Checking my items, how many heals I've got. Should be enough. Once again, hugging the wall so I don't accidentally let zombies out of the... How the hell are these guys getting out of the cafeteria so often?
Jesus.
I'll have a magnum shot to the brain. Since he's being awkward. So there shouldn't be any more zombies to deal with. So power that up, grab the hip pouch, grab the file, and leave before that guy's finished falling out of bed. And now we're on to the final boss, or the final leg of the game, whatever you want to call it. Hand grenade. We're going to leave the tape. Although it would be fun to go on You've Been Framed or something. The demise of Raccoon City. It was worth it. OSS. Since we've got the inventory space, we can again start collecting for another super heal. As well as gunpowders for anything we... Even more acid rounds. How many is that now? 50! 51 acid rounds.
Thank God.
Is there another gunpowder for me to get? I think it would be all the way back in... Yeah, it would be back where the plants were. Not worth it, given how many we've got, but...
The antiviral agent.
I mean, if you want me to have 54, that could always be an option. So here we go, the first... Oh, not the first boss. The first of the two last bosses. Birkin, and as the cutscene shows, he's not fond of acid rounds, so we're gonna give him the acid and take pot shots whenever we are more or less guaranteed a shot. You don't even have to take out any of his eyes, you could just hit him with acid rounds. And there is a... like, you can just dump into him, or you can wait until he's actually walking, like it takes a step, and then you will always knock him back. So if I time it till, there we go, it takes a step, knock him back, gets up, takes a step, knock him back. And we could keep doing that, or you could just dump into him, whatever your preference is, whether you care about safety or not. Whoop! He was about to dive at me there. Again, like before, if he's going to jump, you want to run not directly at him, but towards him at an angle. So this is, he's going to take that, and as long as you stay within the sides, you'll be fine, because he does it down the middle of the arena. And that's Birkin. The same strategy also works on standard, because I've done, actually did it on hardcore. I think it took almost 30 rounds. And I think I used some flame rounds in that run as well.
Ending quarantine.
So I might grab this flashbang. No reason not to. There's normally handgun bullets here as well somewhere. Oh, grenade.
Service lift is now operational.
Spark shot, we don't care. Another flashbang. Power shot ammo. Handgun bullets. First aid spray for... Oh, I can discard the modulator since I've used it all. First aid spray. More handgun bullets. And you probably won't be using the handgun on the final boss, but... You know, if it comes down to it, if you run out of minigun, maybe. And apparently the last handgun ammo is over here. And up we go. So 100 handgun bullets.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
To think we were running short earlier. So as you can see, look, the power shot exists now in... Oh no, it doesn't. There it is. I thought the power shot went into the ether.
Sherry, can you walk faster?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't open the
I
door.
want to rush you, but we have to go.
But you can see the blood that I was talking about if you're ever in that room before the cutscene and then after. The blood is there before, but it seems to be where Annette is leaning on the bed as she's bleeding to death and when she falls to the floor.
Claire,
Yeah?
thank you for being so nice to me. For helping me. I'm really glad I met you.
I'm really glad I met you too, Sherry. But save your thanks until I get you out of this place.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately.
There's one more heal and a knife. Might as well discard this gunpowder because I'm never going to be able to mix it with anything. At least I don't think so.
Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
So I think Claire's final boss is much more fun than Leon's.
Self-destruct sequence initiated. 10 minutes until detonation.
Sherry, run!
So some of these you could just run past, some of them you might want to pop them to knock them down. But you want to keep at least 2, preferably 3 rounds for the section coming up. Got another green to finish off my last super heal.
Of course. Stupid thing's locked.
Hold on.
Sherry, what are you...
I think I can open it from the other side.
God damn it, your timing sucks.
So it's 2 plant guys. Will drop. And again, you don't have to kill them outright. Once you knock them down, by the time they get back up, and slowly walk over to you. The door will be open. Hell, I don't even think they'll get up. Oh well, we won't have time. We won't have time to check because they both died outright.
I got it!
Hooray!
Nice work, Sherry. We made it.
So one handgun bullet is enough to make him fall over.
Sherry, you hanging in there? I'm right behind you. Atta girl. Think we're almost out of here. Clear.
So we can't use the box.
Worth a try.
So we can't do one last empty and restock. So we have to choose what we're getting rid of. Probably the handgun bullets. And we'll keep the knife. Power shot we might as well keep. Actually, can I?
Minutes until death.
Yeah, I'll switch the power shot, get rid of those other 5 handgun bullets. Grab the plugs.
What are you doing? I gotta get this train moving. I need you to stay right here, okay?
Okay. I promise I won't move.
Good.
Be careful.
Always.
Right, 2 hours. Just about to get the last boss, so I think we're good for a nice 210 run here. Final cutscene with Leon, where they break up without really breaking up. So I've been told that the minigun is not a good weapon for this boss, and I haven't really had a problem with it. Like, I kind of see why you might not like the wind up on it, but it's very slight and it makes short work of it. Ow. Got greedy there. Shouldn't have shot at him while he was charging. I don't know how I was meant to dodge that, but never mind. This is not a no damage run or anything. Evidently I'm not very good at this boss. Can't aim high enough to shoot him there. In the words of JonTron, I'm no eyeball doctor, but I don't think you get to have that many eyeballs. And dead. Didn't even need all the extra heals. And that is game. We've got 2 hours, 2 minutes. S-Rank. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.